Hello everybody, bonjour and welcome back to Paris. I'm back at home and some of you have been kind enough to ask me about my skincare regime, and that's what this video is all about. I'm Aleksandra Olenska and I've worked as a creative director and stylist for luxury brands including Chanel, Celine and Vanessa Bruno, as well as magazines including Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. And I've been featured in international press including Forbes, Elle, The Sunday Times and The Independent. I now help directors and leaders in midlife and beyond to rebalance that work, busy lifestyle you've become accustomed to, because you know life's too short to stay in that career-driven comfort zone. I help you to redesign and restyle your life, especially at midlife with life-changing transitions such as the breakup of relationship, divorce, menopause, or turning 40 and beyond. From your home and your wardrobe to your mind and social life, I help you with your stylish next chapter to step into your best life, because I know you're ready to rock life again. So I do think that I'm really fortunate in that I'm blessed with good genes. I remember my grandmother, who just died recently at 99. I remember touching her skin as a child and it was so soft and powdery, almost like cuddling some talcum powder or something, so incredibly soft and white and clear. Now I'm much more of a sun lover than her and always have been. But I do think that genes play a lot into your skincare. I also have noticed that my skin has changed as I get older. It's become much drier, my goodness. Some days it feels like a sheet of paper, all crinkly, and especially when you wake up, you know, and the creases just kind of stay. I remember once reading in a Polish magazine a description of Britney Spears' face when she was going through a certain phase, and they described it as pillowy, and that wasn't meant as a compliment, but now I feel like I have quite a pillowy face myself sometimes. Apparently that's due to, you know, decreasing elasticity and collagen levels. I have been trying different collagens. I tried the Elle MacPherson WelleCo Collagen. I'm not sure, to be honest, that it makes so much difference. I've been taking it for a few months and I'd love to hear if you've got any collagen recommendations. I do like the idea that it comes from the sea and all of this, but I also want to see some results. And maybe I'm just a little impatient, but I do like to see results in a month or so. Otherwise, I'm just not likely to stay with something. Anyway, so here's my simple everyday go-to skincare regime in my mid-40s. So I've taken advice from dermatologists about my skin. Here in Paris, the idea of seeing a dermatologist is really quite normal. That's something that all girls will do, you know, from quite a young age. And the pharmacies here, of course, you all know about French pharmacies. You know, they're always there and willing to give great advice. And there's a whole load of great skincare products available in French pharmacies. I try not to get too swayed by trend-driven products, but I do try them sometimes, you know. But generally, this is the routine that I stick to day in, day out, which is partly recommended to me by my dermatologist, and also one product that's recommended to me by a place in Paris where I get my facials, and it's a great place where you can stock up on all of those international basics. So in the morning I just splash my skin with some water. Some people can disagree with that. Maybe some people think you need to use some sort of stronger cleanser in the morning, but for me that works. Just some you know, lukewarm tepid water. I'm not a massive fan of freezing cold water. I admire people who do all of the Wim Hof method and all of that breathing and all of that stuff. I'm sure it's really good for you, but as you know, I hate the cold. I do live in this building that's from the 1700s. So sometimes it does take an awfully long time for the water to get warm. So sometimes it does end up being colder water that I splash on my face, because I simply can't be bothered for the warm water to arrive. It's one of those charms and quirks of living in Paris. So having splashed my face with some water, I give it a little spritz with this product, which is the serum number 3, and it's a hyaluronic acid based spritz from the Bain de Grenelle in Paris. I have actually just done my skincare regime, but you know, it's always nice to have a little spritz of something fresh, isn't it? So this smell really helps you as well. Oh, I love it. It's orange blossom fragrance. I adore orange blossom. Quite a few of my favorite fragrances have some orange blossom in, such as Faubourg by Hermes, for instance. So it's very lightly fragranced spray. Again, I know some people react badly to fragrances in skincare products, and also there is the compound effect. So if you're using something with strong fragrance in every day, you know, it does build up or can build up and eventually lead to allergies. But this is quite a light fragrance, but still lovely. And it helps you to take a big deep breath, which is always good for you, right? So that's just a little spritz. Sometimes I spritz it on if I'm feeling brave, or sometimes I just, you know, squirt it into my hand like that and then just press it onto my face, depending what mood I'm in, frankly. After that, I add a few drops of the C-ferulic acid from SkinCeuticals. Now this is absolutely, just for me, it's a miracle product. There are other vitamin C products out in the market that I've not tried, but this one, it smells a little bit bad. It's tolerable, but it's not like a delicious scent. And I have to confess, if something is too stinky, I find it really, really hard to use. So this is tolerable, but honestly, it works. It's worked such wonders on my skin. So I'm not going to drip this onto my face, but you just, I just drip a few drips of this, like 3 or 4 drips onto my fingers and sort of tap that into my skin. And I have to say, this is one of the products that has really helped my skin as it's got much drier, much thinner. As I've got older, I found that this one really makes a difference. You know, having used like Nivea cream, my other grandmother, who is now 97-ish years old, has used Nivea Soft and Nivea cream. You know, I used to have it in a big blue tin, this thick, greasy cream. Now she uses the Nivea Soft, and she's used that her whole life, and she's also got incredible skin. But I do find that for me, this makes a difference now. After that, I use this Universal Emulsion from Lixery Skin. Love the packaging. This is also one of my favorite colors. Some people call it millennial pink. I'm not a millennial. Let's just go with blush, right? And it's got quite a liquidy texture. Some people criticize it because they say it's too liquid. For me, that's no problem. Thank God it comes out of the tube. It's not stressful trying to like squeeze it out. You just have to get used to it coming out of the tube at that speed, right? They also do a smaller tube, which is great for traveling or your handbag. And with this one, you sort of rub it between your hands to warm it to your skin temperature, and then you just press it, massage it into your skin. I'm a little bit obsessed, I have to confess, by Lisa Eldridge videos. She does a great video. You know, she does the makeup tutorials on YouTube, and I'm obsessed by this one that she does about facial massage. I'm personally not into gua sha or these sort of many tools that you can get for your face. Maybe one day I'll get there, but again, it's just, you know, Paris flats are small, and I don't want to have too much superfluous stuff lying around. I've already got far too many books and, you know, far too many clothes for an apartment of this size. So I don't want to fill it with other bits and pieces. And for me, I don't know about you, I tend to buy these things, try them out, and then get discouraged, and then I just don't use them. So I do a bit of facial massage just with my own fingers, the perfect tools, and how blessed I am to have all of my fingers and all of my toes. So I do like to give myself a bit of a facial massage. Something else that I sometimes use when I'm traveling and I don't take everything with me, and especially if I'm in the tropics and just want something really quick and easy. There's a brand called Biossance, and it's vegan, and it's very lightly rose scented, and they do an oil, and that's just great for a bit of facial massage because it's got more slip in it than the face cream. So I love to watch that Lisa Eldridge video sometimes in the evening and just give myself a little bit of a facial massage. Also, I do remember Lisa from my days in the industry. She was friends with a friend of mine called Amber Rowlands, who sadly died. And I think that Lisa is incredible. So, and also amazing YouTubes. So the other thing about this cream is that you put it on and it's quite liquid, and then it sort of sets into the face. So it makes a really great base for makeup. So the other thing that I will then add on top of my skincare that I just don't have with me at this moment is a little bit of sun cream. I tend to use the Chantecaille primer that's got a high sun protectant factor in. It's in a small tube, so it's quite good because If it's a product that you're using every day, you know, sunscreen is something that does expire, and the sun protectant factor does expire. So I think a smaller tube is better. And you sort of shake it up, it's got a ball inside, and it is lightweight, so you can just pop it on top of your existing skincare regime, and voila, you're off. You're ready to put any makeup on or not, as in my case right now. Sometimes if I've woken up and my lips are feeling a bit dry, I will use this Biossance. It's not exactly a lip balm and it's not exactly a gloss, but it does leave your lips feeling super sort of relaxed and moisturized. It's like a sort of jelly texture. It reminds me of those Lancome Juicy tubes from the 90s. Do you remember those that were like super sticky? But this isn't sticky at all. It does go into your lips and sort of feel just quite calm, but leaving them with a little gentle glow. And it is super hydrating, and it's actually one of those that's good for your lips, as opposed to one of those lip balms that's somehow dehydrates your lips. If I'm not using this, I'm also a big fan of the Nuxe beeswax lip balm that I'll sometimes use at nighttime and in the day, but right now I'm just finishing up this tube, so try not to buy too many things at once. I'm sure you know the feeling. Oh, I just wanted to add that sometimes if I'm not able to get this, or feeling just a little bit experimental, I get this in Liberty of London, by the way, who've got an amazing beauty haul if you're visiting London. But if I'm not able to visit Liberty of London, I think you can get this on Net-a-Porter as well, or I just feel like changing things up a bit. I do have some other moisturizers that I sometimes use, and this is the one, Moisturizing Renewal Day Cream from Revive. It's much thicker than the Elixir Skin. It doesn't smell so strong at all. A little hint of a fresh fragrance, but nothing too strong. And as you can see, it's just much thicker. Sometimes I'll just switch that up, but really it just depends on how I'm feeling that morning. So first of all, I start with a Dermatologica, and this is like a pre-cleanse. The texture is fairly liquidy, but quite oily. I love this brand. This was recommended to me by a dermatologist, and it's super lightweight.